doesn't ratify Copenhagen, which openly establishes global government, according to the head of the UN, Ban Ki-moon, then he will order the bureaucracy to supersede Congress. That is a high crime. Ron Paul said last Friday that clearly is an impeachable offense. If Obama does implement Copenhagen without congressional approval, what do you think should be done?
I think then the Congress should impeach Obama. You know, they have the right to. You know, they can impeach him.
This is not an Obama dictatorship, is it?
No, it isn't. And but that's what he really wants. You know, the thing, he's not concerned about 2012. By 2012, he wants to be able to be a lifetime member of the presidency.
Absolutely. Or have us in an emergency so bad that it's like Roosevelt, he just stays on.
Well, that's what they're doing. You know, I know their game plan. It's all a con game. They're just trying to make our country so dependent on government that he can do whatever he wants to do to our country. I can see what he's doing here, and if we the people don't stand up and say enough is enough, and we're going to vote, well, you would say, like you say, Congress is now impotent. That Obama and his czars are the ones, and Rahm Emanuel and George Soros, they're the one running our country, and it's a sad situation right now.
That's what's incredible. George Soros will go before Congress and badmouth the banks when he is the biggest one involved in 1999 lobbying to get Clinton to change the rules, and it's his crew in there running the show right now.
Well, believe me, that's why they want a one-world government, because they want a one-world bank, and George Soros will be running that one-world bank. That's his goal.
Chuck Norris is our guest. We've got about 10 minutes left with him. I want to play you two short clips. This is Herman van Rompuy, the new head of the EU, calling for global government on BBC. Next is Al Gore. Here is Van Rompuy.
Our countries. 2009 is also the first year of global governance, with the establishment of the G20 in the middle of the financial crisis. The climate conference in Copenhagen is another step towards the global management of our planet.
Okay. Global government, global management. Next clip, Chuck, and I want your take on both of these. This is Al Gore calling for global governance around the environment. They're admitting this is their system for planetary government. Here it is.
But it is the awareness itself that will drive the change. And one of the ways it will drive the change is through global governance and global agreements.
Well, global governance.
The thing is, right now, Al Gore has become a multi-zillionaire because of this con game of global warming. You know, the thing is, you ought to look outside my ranch right now. I'm freezing to death right now. It sure isn't warm right now here at the ranch. But the thing is, I think it's a global con game that Al Gore has initiated. You know, and I'm sure he's used. He's probably in cahoots with George Soros and a lot of those people with the power and the money, and it's made him, probably a billionaire by now. And thing is, but a billion's not enough. Once they get a little, they want a lot, and then they want it all. And that's what Al Gore, George Soros, Barack Obama. That's what they want. They want total control over the world, and especially on the United States of America. And it's heading in that direction, Alex. Believe me, it's heading in that direction. And if we don't do something about it, the people don't rise up, we're going to have a revolution in our country. Because once the government comes in and starts dictating us how we can raise our children, putting us in jail if we don't send our kids to school to learn what homosexuality is all about, and how to use condoms properly, they're going to put you in jail.
Well, Chuck, in 2000, I covered Fiskgate when it first broke that they were taking 14-year-olds to a dorm with beds, and I had stations got angry when I played the audio tapes. This person is now the school czar, teaching 14-year-olds, even if it was heterosexual, it's pedophilia.
It doesn't matter what heterosexual or homosexual. The thing is, that's too young.
Well, why are they allowed to engage basically in pedophilia?
Oh, golly. I don't know why they are. It's sickening. It's absolutely sickening. And that's what they want. They want a free society where anything goes. I mean, George Soros, he loves that. He wants a free society in our country, and I really believe he's the power behind it all. And I really believe that that's the direction they're going, is having America as a free society, and you know, that you can do pedophilia, you can do whatever you want, which will be okay. There's not going to be a crime about it.
Well, yeah, NAMBLA is an official part of the UN. They're a non-governmental organization. That's the North American Man-Boy Love Association.
I know.
You know, I don't hate any of groups out there for their sexual preference or whatever. But I do hate NAMBLA. I do hate NAMBLA going after children. Sorry, go ahead. I do too.
No, I have a lot of friends that are homosexuals, gays, and that's not the concern of mine. If that's their lifestyle, fine.
But going after people's kids.
Yeah, going after people's kids, that's a whole different animal. And God forbid anyone ever come after my children. I would spend the rest of my life in jail because I would pulverize them.
Chuck Norris, you and any good parent would. You brought up during the break what you're really upset about. I said, what's most concerning? You talked about California's trying to pass laws to restrict homeschooling. Germany arrests you if you won't send your children to their indoctrination.
Yeah, they've actually pulled children out of homeschool. They're trying to keep you from having homeschool there in Germany. And I've read blogs where parents have gone to jail because they would not let their kids go to a public school and learn about the homosexuality and free sex, and how to do it. I mean, what's our world coming to, Alex? It's so depressing, to see the decadence that's going on, not only in our country, but all over the world.
Well, whatever happened to innocence, just leaving kids alone to have a good time and not turn them into adults or not turn them into perverts? Look at this.
At 12 years of age.
Guys, punch up Maurice Strong. I want people to see that quote. You talked about how they want to destroy our society. Maurice Strong, the head of the UN Environment Program, involved with the Oil for Food program. He's now been indicted. He's in trouble. He said, "Is it the only hope for the planet that the industrial civilizations collapse? Isn't it our responsibility to bring that about?" He said that in '92 at the UN. He said carbon taxes are to destroy the economy. They want to bankrupt the economy and make us dependent on them. And that's everything you're fighting against, Chuck, and that's what's so exciting.
That's what they want to do here. They want to bankrupt our economy here in the United States and then come up with a universal coin, universal money, international money, and take away the dollar we have here in America, and everyone use the international currency. And I see that just like North Korea. North Korea just implemented changing the currency there. Well, that's what's going to happen universally if we don't do something about it.
Chuck, in closing, let me ask you this. I've had a lot of national media here the last week, and I play them clips of the head of the EU, head of the UN calling for global government, Al Gore. I give them the treaty, the Copenhagen Treaty that states global government, a 2% tax on everything, which they're now promoting, Pelosi and others are, all these other taxes, and they tell me it doesn't exist. That's a mind game, isn't it?
It's all a mind game, Alex. It's all a mind game. And they're saying, well, we want to help the poor countries. We have poor people in our own country. A lot of our kids, our inner city kids, they won't have a Christmas this year because they have no money. And the thing is, why aren't we helping the poor in our own country and helping them be able to enjoy the luxuries of what we have in this country? This is what irritates the heck out of me. Is all the money we send overseas, trying to help them out, and they don't even appreciate it. Let's give it to the people in our own country.
Well, I agree, Chuck Norris, but
Alex.
But Chuck, it's worse. The eugenicists, the White House science czar, they say the carbon taxes are about starving the third world. These carbon cuts in the treaty will just kill millions of starvation a year conservatively.
Yeah. Well, I just believe charity begins at home, and I just hope the people see what is going on, and just not sit home and say, well, whatever happens, it will happen. It's not the way it should be, and I'm very concerned about it. It's almost like if you do it, I'll do it. No, you do it first, and then I'll do it. It's like nobody. everybody wants. No one will step up unless someone else does. But I really believe that we, the United States, have to start leading by example.
We do. Chuck Norris.